Hello. It's Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com again. And I'm a little early, but this is our 4th of July wine picks. And it's an American, California. Let me grab the bottle. Short name, but if I look at it, I can't screw it up. Decoy Brut Cuvée Sparkling Wine Method Champenois. Decoy is, well, it used to be, and Duckhorn Vineyards' second label, which was usually what didn't make the first label, went to the second label. Duckhorn's been family owned in California since '76. And to this point, they're still part of the family, but they're their own brand. And they actually have their own vineyards too. A lot of brands don't have associated vineyards. They do. That's one thing I like about these high-end wineries such as Duckhorn, who make reasonably expensive wines, well-regarded wines. And I like that they also make, and the Decoy line isn't inexpensive, but it's value-priced wine. And then, like a $10, $12 wine is made differently. It's made to come together quicker. They pick vineyards that will have grapes that have that. They'll do cold weather grapes, warm weather grapes, high altitude grapes, valley grapes, and put them all together to get a complexity that they don't have. And the more expensive wines, and Decoy is kind of in between the two, or are basically about a vineyard or two, and they get all they can out of their grapes. They don't try to make it come together quicker usually. So, Decoy is kind of like in the middle between like a $10 wine and a $50 wine, and it's well priced. It's worth the money, which is all you can ask for a bottle of wine. And this is the first release of their Brut Cuvée. And I think it's 49% Pinot Noir, 47% Chardonnay, and 4% Pinot Meunier, which is very champagne-like. That's a very solid blend you would find in Champagne often. And it's from California, but I would imagine they pick their vineyards very carefully. Just had a sip, and I'm actually going to have to pour myself some more. I've been sipping on it. It's a good bubbly. It's one of the, so you don't have to read to the end. This is one of my favorite bubblies in the last couple of years. I think 2 years ago, I had an Aldi champagne that I was crazy about, but since then, this is the next one in line. And one thing about this, it's made in method champenois, which is how they make champagne. And they don't go into much detail. I think at the wine list for $25, I found it for $19. At that price, they should tell you what's going on, and they don't really go into it that much, and because it makes a difference. How long the second fermentation lasts kind of is directly tied to how smooth and creamy the bubbly is going to be, and some people like their wine smooth and creamy, and one might more tart. I mean, it's information that if you know your bubbles a little bit, you need to know, and it's not there. But one thing they do tell you is that the Dosage is Napa Valley oak barrel fermented and aged Chardonnay. And I'll take a sip because this is good bubbles in my hand here, and I'll explain what Dosage is in case you don't know. Dosage is like the final step in the making of champagne. Every bottle, they pour the wine, still wine in every bottle, put some yeast, put some sugar in every bottle, put a temporary top on it, and then walk away in champagne a year and a half or more. Not sure what they did in California with Decoy. They didn't tell you. But it's creamy, so it might be a while. And when they take that dead yeast all kind of congregates on the neck of the bottle, and they remove it. It's a whole process. And then they add, since it's the level's down, they add still wine. And this is also, the still wine is the sweetness level that they want the bottle to come to. Because they don't pour a lot in there, but they pour enough. So this is a brut wine, which is going to be a not sweet wine. But it's of the 3 levels of sweetness for bubbly. It's the third one. It's the one that's closest to sweet. And they added from high end, and Decoy doesn't make Napa Valley oak Chardonnay. Duckhorn does. I'm not saying that's who they use, but that's a high-end barrel fermented Chardonnays in here. And sometimes it's just a little bit is a secret weapon for these wines. And this wine's delicious. I mean, this is my first. It's its first year, and it's, like I said, it's a favorite. This is a non-vintage wine, which means they have to put 2 years together, at least 2 years together, often more than 2 years. And this is the first release. So this is a wine they've been putting together for a while now. So, they must have made at least some the year before and then not used it. And I don't know, maybe the year before that too, and not used it so they can blend it, so they can blend it to a house style. That's why they go non-vintage. But how they put that together, I don't know, but it tastes great. And this is for 4th of July. When the fireworks start going off, you pop the top on a bottle of the Decoy Brut Cuvée, and you can sit back and enjoy the holiday. So have a great time. I'll have you a few wines before then. But keep it cheap. Adios. Keep cool and be safe. Bye-bye.